Thank you.
Okay, we have audio? There we go. Have a little bit of a drive stream, a little bit of a chat. Just gonna go out and buy some tires today.
Station 390 notification with 640 on the fill for need.
All right. How are we doing out there today, guys? Looks like we're doing nothing out there today, huh? There we go. Roll the glass down a little. I wish any of these Restream, any of this would make the comments big enough for me to actually fucking read. That'd be nice. Like something that pops the comments up in just a huge font with bright usernames. I can't tell what username that is or where they're from. Okay, YouTube.
Past Homewood Drive and slight right onto the US 422 West ramp to Newcastle.
Odessa, I think that is. Yeah. Where are you at? I am currently...
Slight right onto the US 422 West ramp.
Turn that down. I am currently...
Continue on US
Butler,
422 West for 23 miles.
And we are headed toward Austintown, Ohio. Yeah, headed towards Austintown. because we are going to do one of my favorite things on this planet. There we go. We're going to go do one of my favorite things on this planet, which is tires. Is the stream freezing up on your end, Odessa? Because it's freezing up on mine. Like I get 5 seconds of motion and then it freezes. Is it not doing that for you? I've got the tablet up here so I can see chats. And that whole thing about how I was supposed to have super chat. Really, I do have them, but activated yet because you send me snail site and put it in. What's to do with that? These are Wrangler 8. Crazy part. You know, people are talking about how. Well, Truck 1 came from Marketplace. Truck 2 came from Auto Tempest. You've services that. So these are used tires. The seller says they have 5% tread left, which is fine because it's better than the 10% tread left on the ones that are on Truck 1 right now. These last couple of snow events have really shown me that I need to go ahead and change tires. And that's fine with me. You know, need tires every now and then. But I'm not going to pay no $100 for tires mounted and balanced and all that. Instead, I'm going to pay $300. So that's what this guy has him advertised at. And I looked up the meet location and everything. It's not a shithole. It's actually a really nice looking house in a nice looking neighborhood. So shouldn't be a robbery. Go to Flynn's. Yeah, we got a Flynn's tire down in Ross Township over here, but you know, Flynn's is kind of too pricey for my blood. There's a lot of tires that are too pricey right now, and you know you can get a Forcer or a Leon Gang or any of those, and they're cheap tires. Daystar or what have you. They're cheap tires, but they are. There's a reason they're cheap. The Chinese tires. They'll last me like four oil changes and be done. So 12,000 miles and they're done. I'll stick with the Goodyear or the BF Goodrich or Falcon or any of the real ones. You know what I mean? But in order to do that, I go buy used because you find people with weird situations all the time where there's a set of takeoffs, or they got a new set of rims and they decided to get tires with it, or you know, they went and got new tires and the old ones really weren't that bad, or, you know, what have you. But I can make use of that. Yeah. Flynn's is, I mean, the whole thing is Flynn's isn't necessarily too expensive. Tire shops, it's not that they're too expensive, it's that everything's too expensive. Especially when you have a fleet. When you're like maintaining 4 vehicles, these things get expensive real fast. What is this? Oh yeah, that's the retirement village right there. Yeah, Yeah, tires are so expensive right now. And it's worse for different sizes too. It's worse for different sizes. Like Truck One actually has tires that are larger than stock on it, and I didn't do that, but the previous owner did. But the thing is, now they're on a set of Wrangler wheels, which don't really clear the brake calipers at all. So I had to put wheel spacers on it, not to look cool, but just as a matter of necessity. And with the wheel spacer shoving the tires out about an inch, you know, I've seen some ones with the smaller factory-sized tires on them with wheel spacers on them, and they look terrible. They look like Mexican gangbanger truck. So I'm going to stick with the bigger tires that guy put on it. He didn't clear the inner fender lips. He didn't clear the inner fender lip pinch welds at all. So the tires scrub when you turn in the front. But that's okay, because I own a sledgehammer, and I'll beat those pinch welds flat, and then the tires will clear. That means I got to take the fender liners out. I've got to beat those flat. And actually, I should just go to the junkyard and go to the WKs they have over there and get 2 new sets of fender liners and throw them in the front. They don't have holes worn in them where the pinch welds are. And I should get a second passenger side WK1 fender well liner for truck 2, the one I'm driving right now. Oh, this sounds real. Was a fire. Yeah, the tires that I have to get put on truck 1 are P265 70R17s. And all the tire shops tell me, oh, it's not a common tire size. That's an uncommon tire size, so they're more expensive. We got to charge you more because it's an uncommon tire size. Meanwhile, it's the tire size that came factory stock on every Ram 1500 sold in the last 15 years. It's just money. That's all it is. It's just money. That's an uncommon tire size according to this book I have collecting dust from 1997. It's got the big 17-inch rims. It shows you that somebody really liked that truck when they first got it, but and we're heading on over to Youngstown, get us a set of tires. And the cool thing about these, what did the sounds mean coming from the emergency radio thing? Those tones you just heard just now? Those weird singy deep tones? That's called Motorola Quick Call 2 tone signaling. That's what one tone and then another. Connection lost. I'm watching a heads-up monitor too so that I know when the connection drops. So yeah, they'll put out one tone and then a second tone. That also works for have really technologically rooms and sound a bell, and they'll trigger audio recording software and stuff like that. So that's what those sounds are. Although there is something new out there. I say new, it's probably 20 years old. It's called a Fraps tone, and it works a lot like EAS, like SAME alerting, but one sets off. I'm just in here vaping my view and my chew. You're gonna swing out in front of people. You ain't want to look at a car. I know. Or New York, or Illinois, or Canada. Or Magnitogorsk. Please get that thing out of the way so I can pass you and stop getting pelted by gravel. Car carrier guys are supposed to, rinse that shit off when you get out of the bad weather. No one does. That quick call 2 signaling is actually really nice too. I work at an ambulance service and I have a pager that I set up. And my channel on the night shift is very busy. It's constantly going. So if you want to try to get some sleep, but you still got to monitor the radio to know if you get a call, and it's a nightmare if you try to do that. So I have the pager set up to be silent until it's paged, and then it beeps loudly a bunch of times, and then it wakes me up, and then I can go on the call. Of course, it doesn't help if it's in silent mode and county's not toning, and they're sitting there saying 320 OIC, 320 OIC from county. Oh, you got to prep for a conference call. All good, man. I'll still be streaming. I'm going to stream the whole time and make sure I don't get robbed. But, cool thing about these tires is they come with wheels. The guy's got them on some 8-lug GMC wheels. Like the old steel wheels, but they're in pretty good shape. And they got GMC center caps. So I'm going to have I can't use those wheels, but I'm going to have the tires dismounted from those wheels and put on my Jeep wheels. And then I'm going to turn around and sell those GMC wheels. I'm going to sell them as a set. I'll probably make up more money for the wheel set than I would spending it on the tires, so this should wash out. Man, that IRL Pro encoder is doing really well. Roam Link is doing really well. I'm kind of impressed. Okay, my audio lag on YouTube is about 20 seconds. It's total stream lag too, so it's not bad. You can see the reflection of football in the glass down there, the mascot of this truck.
On 29 cents, you have it.
There we go. And it's having a hard time. There we go. Probably because there's no Starlink on this truck.
Half a mile, use the right lane to take the US 422 West ramp to Sharon, Youngstown. Use the right lane to take the US 422 West ramp.
Louisiana. Thanks, bud. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're just going out to Youngstown, Ohio to pick up some used tires from Facebook Marketplace. These are supposedly in decent shape and got about 75% tread left. The guy says, but anything's got to be better than what's currently on truck one. Those tires are really, really down there. I got a good 7 months out of the tires that came on the truck, and those were God knows how old and had been on there for who knows how long. I think a date code was 10 years old on them, so these are newer tires with more tread. Hopefully those will do better for me in the snow and get me through, get me over the hump. And this is only going to be $300. $300. Plus I have access to a guy with a tire machine. Plus these actually come with pretty good condition 8-lug GMC wheels on them. So it's part of the package. And I'm going to have those unmounted. And then I'm going to sell those GMC wheels. They might need a little shot of paint. Have some surface rust ground off of them, but that's okay. I'll refurbish them. I'll put those center caps on them, clean them up, throw them back on Marketplace, and probably move them for the same amount of money, if not more, than I paid for these tires. So you can't argue with essentially free tires. I love Marketplace. Truck One itself came from Marketplace. We're out here in Truck 2 today, the comfy 2011 WK2 the Grand Cherokee Highway Cruiser, the unmarked truck. Man, I gotta tell you, this thing is so comfy. It is so comfy. Climate control works great. You can't even hear it running. It's maintaining 74 inside the cabin. 33 degrees outside. Yeah, you figure a set of decent condition GMC 8-lug wheels. So you're talking an 8-lug wheel. That's going to be off of a 1-ton truck.
Half a mile, keep left to stay on US 422 West.
That's going to be off of a 1-ton truck. How much are wheels off of a 1-ton worth? You know, you damage a wheel and you need to replace it, and then you're hunting around on eBay and you find one and it's worth, you know, $350 for one wheel.
Keep left to stay on US 422 West.
I figure I clean all 4 of these up. I throw them on Marketplace for $450, $400, somewhere like that. I could move them real quick, and I'll actually have made a profit. So,
2 miles, take the exit toward Youngstown.
in 2 miles, take the exit towards Youngstown. In 2 miles, stay on the 1 lane you're on, is what it's saying. Yeah, $300 is a great deal. I'm usually safer with these kind of trade-offs. You know, if I... Yes, sir. Love profits. Yeah, funds the chasing. It does. Oh, it does. I'm all about trying to save $1 here and there, you know. Something like tires these days.
Half a mile, take the exit toward
Jesus
Youngstown.
Christ. Something like tires these days. You know, it's packed with technology, and it's a compound rubber, and we want $302 a tire. And that doesn't include
The
mounting and
exit toward
balancing or
Youngstown.
nothing, just the
Then
tire.
you take the US 422 West
Nope.
ramp to Youngstown.
Nope, I'd rather pay $300 for all 4 tires with 75% tread left. I'd prefer that.
The US 422 West ramp.
Like, oh, it's technology. Here's our technology.
Continue
Kevlar,
for 15
melting,
miles.
You know? You mean the same shit tires have had since the late 1970s? That's not an excuse for them to be that expensive. And so I saved that money and I put it back into the chase. And I put it back into the fleet. If you do buy new tires, just a tip, if you do buy new tires, get the Road Hazard. People are like, oh, the Road Hazard's $100. Yeah, get the Road Hazard. It'll save you money, especially chasing. Pick up nails and shit in the debris field. And I've had those tires that are on Truck 3, the Jeep Compass. I've had those tires now. I paid $950 for those tires just before the Buffalo Blizzard in November of 2022. They're showing no signs of wearing out, no signs of getting low. But that Road Hazard that I bought with them has saved me a ton of money. Because I pick up nails and screws, I get cuts on the tires, I'll get bulges. If you hit a piece of debris or you hit the side of the road or something just the wrong way. It's been sitting in a garage. It's been sitting in a garage now. since the summertime, the springtime. I got a garage over at my apartment complex, and I put truck 3 in there just to, keep it good. Every fucking time I go to talk, the radio chirps up. There we go. Every time. The diabetic emergency. Okay. I wish I knew how to lock that shit out. These new high-tech scanners make it a little difficult. But, yeah, all this looks super familiar, like right through here. I think this is where they closed the road when that train derailed. So, truck 3's tires, I have beat the ever-loving shit out of. I think 2 of them aren't even the original tire that came on it. There's patches in them, there's plugs in them. I went in the garage a couple of weeks back on that maintenance day that I streamed, and the rear passenger side tire was really low. I got an inflator and I blew it back up. And then I went in there last week and it was really low again. So I had to, I swapped the tire out, put it on the spare, and took the offending tire over to Midas, and I told them, hey, I've got road hazard on these tires. Can we go ahead and break this one off your rim and figure out why it's not holding air? There's got to be a screw or something in it. But I tried beforehand to find a leak, and I couldn't find a leak. And he got back to me and he said, hey, that when we put the black goo on the tires to seat them when you originally got the tires, some of the goo broke down, and it lets the air out over time. So that's what happened. We scrubbed it all off of there and put some new shit on there and reseated it. I didn't even swap it back out. It's all the same rim, all the same tire. I just stuck it in the trunk. It's nice and brown in Ohio. Yeah, we're not even in Ohio yet. Nice and brown. Nice and brown. This is stick season, we call this in the weather world. Wintertime, stick season. Who made them up? That's me. I made that term up 20 years ago. I started using it online, and now you can hear your favorite TV meteorologist use the term stick season. I have a history of that. I'm going to flat out say it. I will take credit for what I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for the term stick season, second season, brown, our rule theory. I just made those terms up. Now the whole industry uses it. I'm nobody's favorite storm chaser and nobody's favorite personality, but I have influence, and it's kind of funny that way. We're going to go right up to the gates of Youngstown. 9.3 miles and a right on 422 West. That's right in the city of Youngstown, where everything gets a lot more metropolitan looking. And 422 kind of like turns into an at-grade interstate. We are still on 422. This is what 422 looks like through here. One lane each direction with a suicide lane. reminds me a lot of this highway. Can't remember the name of the highway. It might have been 91. Might have been 1. I don't fucking remember. It's been forever. Dinwiddie County, Virginia. When I was going to college in the volunteer fire. Dinwiddie, company number 1. Welcoming group of douchebags, let me tell you. And I ran calls out there. I was part of their medical team. We understand you've been using a red dash light to get to your calls. Yeah, the red dash light you signed off on. Got the paperwork right here. Oh, you're a probationary member. Then why did you sign the paperwork? Why did you tell me I could? Those little lessons you learn over time. If you're a persona non grata at an organization like that, and it's all a bunch of good old boys from right here, and you're not from right here, don't believe a word. Read the rule book. Read the rule book. Because they sure as hell will. They had a suicide lane on that road. Tons of accidents on that road. Where is Ohio? Is this Ohio? I think the Ohio border is like right here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Welcome to Ohio, the heart of it all.
Welcome to Ohio.
We are now in Ohio. Well, I'm off to enjoy the day. 40s today and ice fishing later. Oh! 12 inches here. Jesus, man. Hey, best of luck. Best of luck with the ice fishing. See, you're way up north there, so your ice density is probably thicker, which is great. I hear the 40s and ice fishing here, and just my brain starts alerting. There's going to be dead people today. There's going to be people going through the ice today. It gets above freezing. Oh, it starts melting. Yeah, I think you got some better ice density up there, but have a good day. Thanks for stopping through, bud. Definitely appreciate it. Well, we've had Odessa and we've had Alec, Louisiana stopping through to chat. Anybody else want to chat? Just go ahead. Go ahead. I can see your chat. I might not read it right away because I'm driving, but I can see your chat. I'm reminded, I don't know why I'm reminded, I think it's because I'm on 422 and I'm out here and I'm looking at chats. I remember I was doing a stream in February or January of 2023. Meredith Garofalo from Channel 10 Columbus. She was actually working out of Cleveland Channel 19 at the time. And I tagged her in a video from the driver's seat of snowfall coming down on 422. And I remember immediately, she was like, I certainly hope you didn't shoot this while you were driving and all that. She didn't really know who I was yet. She knew who I was, but she didn't know who I was, you know, that kind of thing. And I think she picked it up eventually, you know. She has said that she'll come out in the field with me on when she has a day that she can do that, but I don't foresee that being possible at this point. She was working part-time at 19 at the time. And then she didn't have a place there for a little while. But then she wound up at Columbus. And once she wound up at 10 Columbus, she took off. I'm glad she found a place to get to, really. She was at Weather Nation for a number of years. Loved her on air. But then she went to New York and bounced around New York and then Cleveland, and she was just freelancing all over the place. Now she's got a permanent place, and that's always a good thing to have, you know. Currently in Boardman, Ohio.
QLY. Repeater, good morning. The time is 11.
That awful road repair paving out here. Runs laterally across the entire road, and they never get the joints right. Man, an O'Reilly Auto Parts just down the street across from an AutoZone. Drive-through coffee place run out of a Connex box. I remember that joint. I remember that joint. course, finally get ahead of the trucker creeping his way through town, and you run into a red light. Gas is $2.45 a gallon here, though. I love that. With the red lights in this town, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Wait on Grandma on the Patriot with the big dent in the lift gate to get out of the way. But it's Ohio. Cars with huge dents in them are just kind of normal out here. Truesdale Avenue. I used to know a kid named Truesdale.
Pass this light. Then, at the next one, turn right onto the US 422 West ramp to Warren.
I like how they still have the old incandescent stoplight bulbs out here. It's impossible to see in the daylight.
The light, turn right onto the US 422 West ramp.
Okay.
Continue for 3 miles.
Stream's doing pretty good though. Still on the air.
2 miles, use the right lane to take the I-680 north exit toward Cleveland, Akron.
This is the portion where 422 said it's built like an at-grade interstate. And then an at-grade interstate full of potholes that have been patched with bubble gum and wishes.
take the I-680 north exit toward Cleveland, Akron. Use the right lane to take the I-680 north exit.
There we go.
Use the left lane to take exit 1 for Ohio 11 south toward Canfield. A mile to take exit 1 11 south toward Canfield. Use the left lane to take exit 1. Continue on Ohio 11 for 1.5 miles. Take exit 39 toward Mahoning Avenue, Austintown. Take exit 39.
Yeah, it's a shame when anybody gets hurt. You're going to see it.
The next light, turn right. The light, turn right onto Mahoning Avenue. Past this light and take your next right onto North Kimberly Avenue. Turn right onto North Kimberly Avenue.
Terry Bradshaw and up, you know, it's as far as Mahomes goes, that's what happened. I'll be 11:56. All instead of throw it, and right now, the last thing that happened to was it.
Past Norquest Boulevard and turn left onto West Rockwell Road.
All right, we're almost there. We are almost there. Oh, but I can see the woman driving the car in front of us. She's got the handicap placard and a bunch of shit hanging from the rearview mirror. I can barely see her hair over the headrest. And big, thick Coke bottle glasses. In a Cavalier.
Oh,
There we
yeah,
go.
absolutely. No question.
Turn left onto West Rockwell Road.
That took much longer than it should have.
A quarter mile, your destination will be on the left.
That's good. I'm just approaching 60. Damn it. 73. It's K18W clear.
No way.
51-2 Alpha response to 51 Sherwood Drive.
It's the next door neighbor.
Your destination is on the left.
It's the next door neighbor. All right, we are here. It's the next door neighbor of the people. All right. Let me message the guy. Messenger. Marketplace.
Welcome to the WHLKY repeater.
There we go.
Strat radio.
107 Westchester Drive, the Night Towers. Apartment 411. 62-year-old male fall yesterday. Now complaining of possible. I'm working on an ambulance for you. Radio 17-1. The radio. Alright, I just checked with Lane. Almost to Station 1. Are we going to be able to make a crew? Okay, good. Ambulance is going to be rescue 2 when staffed.
Copy that. Copy, Cozy.
Still at Station 3. Or do you guys have it up there? Okay.
Avenue.
You want to see or not?
to G43. You gonna come over here, Coach? Okay. Station. Yeah. Copy.
Harvison. Copy, thank you.
Towers, 107 Westchester Drive, 107 Westchester. It's apartment 411. Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right, let's see here.
13, Ohio. John Victor David, 8-4.
Yep. Be good for one of them.
Go to 11 South, Road 8.
rock the seat forward.
Victor, John Frank, 90.
Still this side over here. I think I'll be able to get it in if I just rock the seat forward and then I can put the seat back. All right. Let's see.
Radius 17-1. Go ahead. Stop one at Morven. Sounds like one's clearing from Danny's Main
Right on.
way, and then another one possibly floating back this way from Niles. I'll do that.
You too. Woo, that was a little bit of a workout. Guys, these tires are in exquisite shape. Plenty of tread left. He won't fib it. Plenty of tread left. We will be all good with these on truck one. But
Head toward North Canfield Niles Road, then turn right onto Ohio 46 North, North Canfield Niles Road.
These are excellent shaped tires. I'm gonna have to show you when we get over here.
The stop sign. Turn right onto Ohio 46 North, North Canfield Niles Road.
I'm gonna get me something to eat at the first place I see that looks good, because it's lunchtime. And when I get there, I'll take this camera down out of the dashboard and show you how good these tires are. Woo! It's a workout though. Those are some big boys.
Yeah, 55, Westchester.
Rescue 2 on the scene at 1208.
Arby's. Something about meats. All right. I do enjoy beef. Man, those tires will get your hands dirty in a heartbeat. That's okay. I'm not mad at it. I just saved myself about $1,000. First joint that looks good, and that's an Arby's. Everybody talks shit about Arby's. I love Arby's. I don't know what people are on about. Arby's is disgusting. No, Arby's is fucking delicious, man.
Take your next right onto Ohio 46 North.
I'm gonna go get me something. Sit down. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm just going to need a coffee press.
Here, I'm gonna show you that. We'll roll the window up. Alright guys, I'm going to show you these tires. Look at this. Look how much tread is left. Look at the Roam Link box. Yeah, all of them are in the same shape. These things are almost like new. They still got the nipples on them. They still got the little hairs on them. pretty awesome, dude. Pretty awesome. $300 for all of that. And I'm gonna sell those wheels, so there's the stream. I'll throw it right here. I'm gonna get me something to eat. I'll be right back.
That's affirmative.
Town Square, 15 Town Square, apartment 10. Medic 3 needs backup code 3.
Copy. This is going to be for mentally eval. They're requesting more back.
Copy. 17 will be en route.
Four 403.2.
1685 Miller at southwest between Tioga and Grand Boulevard, 79-year-old female. Gate 2 now very cold, seems altered. 1260. Apartment 43 off duty. It's going to be 1685 Miller Avenue between Tioga and Grand Boulevard for a 78-year-old female. Sick-up episode. 2 now seems a little out of it. Urban caller, 1270.
On scene.
On the scene, 1221. Good remain. Commander Graham Ward. Best neon red.
All right, guys.
WX3KFP.
Fall over. That's how they're building this building down here. Like,
After you arrived on scene, PD was advised. I'm not sure if you already went in yet. After you already arrived on scene, typically in
no Sears or Pennies.
Yeah, we were all in the back of the ambulance with them. Yep.
All right. Yeah. I can use this for that, and that for this. I had to stop and get me a roast beef.
Head toward Ohio 46 North. Turn right onto the I-80 East ramp. In a quarter mile, merge onto I-80 East. half a mile, keep left to stay on I-80 East. Follow signs for Ohio 11 North, New York City. Keep left to stay on I-80 East. Continue on Ohio 11 North for 32 miles.
Gotta help somebody handle something real quick. There we go. Dude, I'd straight send him an invoice. I'm driving, that's why I sent a voice message, but I'd send him an invoice. That shit is theft, and like these big content creators especially, I don't know how big the guy is, but they're worth fucking tons of money. And this is how they have tons of money. They just steal shit and post it anyway. So yeah, dude, I'd send him an invoice. I would say check his other pages on other services to make sure he doesn't have a big following somewhere else. But yeah, dude, like sometimes you'll find that the person will only have 500, 600, 700 subscribers on TikTok or whatever, and then you go look on Instagram and they've got 3 million. But if you find that he's like a real deal small-time guy and he makes good content, just send him an invoice for like something low. Just send it to him like 40, 50 bucks, because that'll provide him a lesson. Because a lot of these guys, nobody's ever told them no their whole life, and then they get to have 15 million, 20 million, 50 million followers, and they think they can do anything, and then they rip everyone off. You gotta protect your shit, you know? Definitely protect your product as much as you can, is what I'm saying. Because that becomes an industry-wide thing, and TV channels have been doing that shit for forever. You know, and they're all like, oh, what are you gonna do about it? You know, we've got a room full of lawyers and you're just you. Well, these TikTok people and these social media creators, they're next. They're going to be the next TV. That guy, Moist Critical, that guy Penguin01, Charlie, the guy that had that scuffle with Reed a couple of months ago, That dude just signed a brand deal, and he's worth more than the entirety of the Weather Channel. So these streamer guys are going to be the next, big thing. So it's kind of good to kind of get them while they're small, teach them a little bit of a lesson, because once they get up, they're unstoppable. I'm just doing back responses, conversation with Tyler Berry, a friend of mine there. Kind of doing some consulting work, you know what I mean? It's actually, we just left his home area. This is his home area. He's headed up to Cleveland, but right now he's based out of that area we just got those tires in. Currently in Hubbard, Ohio, moving along. Man, the mobile must-have is, RoamLink is doing really, really well out here today. And it just occurred to me that my passenger side mirror is broken. Yeah, something's wrong with that. It just moves freely and goes wherever it wants to go, and when you adjust it, it doesn't really work. Flopping around out there. The glass is flopping around loose in the mirror. Really not sure what's going on with that, but I'm sure that's going to involve buying another mirror off of Marketplace or eBay or going to the junkyard. Let me tell you, I love that. But it's just a side view mirror. That's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy thing to take care of. I kind of want to if I have to take the mirror off anyway, I might go on Speed Tech and get me a set of those hideaway/surface mount LEDs and a couple of black or maybe chrome, because the truck does warrant it. It's got a tuxedo package. Mirrors. I got to get another mirror. Might as well get the chrome or black flange. And a pair of hideaways. Maybe just amber on this one. And install them underneath the mirrors and wire them through the mirrors. Maybe just replace the mirrors and be done with it. I don't know. I always think about stuff like that. I always think about stuff like that. Let's see, we got 2 people watching now. 2 people watching.
There are police reported ahead.
All right, let's get to the speed limit, or around the speed limit. Let's see, are the police still here? I'll say still there, but that's not police. That's a pilot car. That's a pilot car. I guess he's waiting on his load. So I understand that you gave me credit. I'm not giving away my stuff for free, if you understand. I should take the video down. Yeah, that's perfect. Either he takes the video down. If he doesn't want to take it down, if he says, oh man, I don't want to take it down or whatever, then you just say, okay, give me $40, give me $50, whatever, you know. You'll figure out if he wants that up, or if he wants to not spend money, one way or the other. And if he does neither, hit him with a DMCA. Do something, you know. You got to protect your product, man. Got to protect your product. Yeah, you can't be like, I have 700 followers, I'm giving you exposure. You know, okay, the whole footage for free, used for credit, and all that stuff, if somebody didn't give you permission, then, you know, don't treat it as if it's a permission basis. I don't really see the point in any usage for permission. If a person only has a handful of followers, well, they don't offer significant exposure. You know what I mean? They don't offer significant exposure bumps. It's not really a worthwhile endeavor at a small follower base. And at a larger follower base, you're talking, oh, the person has 1 million followers, the person has 2 million followers. All right. Well, you obviously know how to monetize.
Welcome to Pennsylvania.
Why wouldn't you? You know, if you're going to have that many followers, you're going to have stuff monetized. You're going to know how to make money off your content. And that means you got the money to license footage. Really never a reason to give footage away. You know, I only give footage away to trusted agencies that I have a relationship with. And nothing is I'm going to tell you that nothing is for truly free. I might give, like Weather Nation, footage for free every now and then. But they hire me on a contract basis, and the next time hurricane season pops up and they need a PA in the field, they need a field producer to go with one of their guys, their senior guy, I get the call. So that is payment of its own type. Recognize that. Nothing is truly free. We spend a lot of money out here getting footage, going and chasing this weather, getting the footage of the storms, getting B-roll, going and interviewing people, getting, you know, footage of damage and everything else. Nothing is free. You'd be like, it's my job. Well, you're having fun at your job. This is what the job is, what you want it to be. Yeah, it's a fun job, but it's still a job. And if you're not making money, well, then what are you doing, you know? I understand that Twister poisoned a bunch of people's minds with this whole, he's in it for the money, not the science. Well, yeah, let me be broke. Let me go out and spend all of my money and be broke chasing storms and getting footage so I can give it away for free to people with 1 million followers or legacy media companies with multi-billion-dollar market caps. Let me be poor. Let me spend money burning gas, breaking vehicles, buying tires, fixing shit, and then all of that is support network shit. Okay, that's let alone going out and actually getting the weather. Let me spend a bunch of money doing that so somebody else in another state, usually New York or Los Angeles or Chicago or something like that, can sit in an office and shove the money that should have been mine in their pocket. Because for me, payoff on sales for a halfway decent day, you know, people underestimate, well, you're going to make $50. okay? I went to Windham, Ohio. I went to Windham, Ohio back in April of 2024. And I didn't even get the tornado itself. I cruised in on the back end after the tornado had gone through, and I interviewed some people. I ran a live stream, and I went through the neighborhoods, and I got damage. Okay? I made over $2,000 in one day. The money's there, all right? The money is there to be had, but it won't be if you just leave it on the table. It's there to be had, it just won't be if you leave it on the table. I chased that stupid nighttime tornado that went north of Columbus, Ohio back in March of 2020. Thing. Made over $1,000 in one day. When's the last time you went to a 9-to-5 job and made over $1,000 in a day? You know what I mean? And what were the conditions where you made over $1,000, over $2,000 in a single day? Did you have to roof a house? Did you have to pull an engine out of a car and put a new one in? Did you have to do a hire out with 15 vatos and do the landscaping for an office park? You talk about that type of money. If you're not an executive, making over $1,000 in a day is rare. But you can do it storm chasing, just as long as you don't leave money on the table. Because that type of money, that can really help you out in your day-to-day life. Maybe if you only have 5-6 days a year where you make that kind of money, and you work a 9-to-5 job on the side. You work one daily and you're just chasing on the side. Well, that's an extra, let's just say you get $5,000+ days a year. That's $5,000 a year extra. Let's say you get 5 $2,000 days a year. That is an extra $10,000. All right? For your yearly income. Think about how much you can use that, or your family can use that. That's what I'm saying. Don't leave the money on the table, and don't give it to some multi-billion-dollar corporation for some executives to stick in their pocket. These executives can stick $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. All of these executive guys at media companies, and especially these new high-powered streamers,